The first half of the 20th century witnessed one of the most profound demographic shifts in American history, the Great Migration. From roughly 1910 to 1970, millions of Black Americans left the rural South for the urban North, Midwest, and West. This wasn't just a relocation, it was a transformation, a search for opportunity and a yearning for equality that would reshape the nation's social, cultural, and political landscape. Imagine the South at the turn of the century. Jim Crow laws were firmly entrenched, dictating a system of segregation and discrimination. Black Americans faced limited economic prospects, educational opportunities, and basic civil rights. The North, while not a utopia, offered a glimmer of hope, a chance at a better life. The Great Migration was a testament to the resilience and determination of Black Americans. It was a collective act of courage, a refusal to accept the limitations imposed by a society steeped in prejudice. They packed their meager belongings, boarded trains, and headed north, carrying with them their hopes, dreams, and a deep desire for a more just and equitable future. To truly understand the impetus for the Great Migration, we must delve into the realities of life in the Jim Crow South. Imagine a world where your every move was dictated by the color of your skin. Segregation was the law of the land, enforced with brutal efficiency. Separate but equal, the prevailing doctrine was a cruel joke. Black schools were woefully underfunded, hospitals segregated, and public spaces off-limits. Economic opportunities were scarce, with Black farmers often trapped in sharecropping systems that offered little hope of advancement. The threat of violence, both random and organized, cast a long shadow over Black lives. Lynchings, horrific acts of racial terror, served as a constant reminder of the precariousness of Black lives in the South. These acts of violence, often unpunished, instilled fear and reinforced the message of white supremacy. Against this backdrop of oppression and fear, the North, with its promise of greater freedom and opportunity, became an irresistible beacon of hope. While the desire for a better life had long simmered in the hearts of Black Southerners, it was World War I that ignited the Great Migration. The war effort created a massive labor shortage in the North as factories churned out war materials and young men were shipped overseas. Northern industrialists, desperate for workers, turned their attention to the untapped labor pool of the South. Black newspapers like the Chicago Defender played a pivotal role in spreading the word. They published stories of job opportunities, higher wages, and a less oppressive social environment in the North. These reports, often embellished, painted a picture of a promised land, a stark contrast to the harsh realities of Jim Crow. The combination of push and pull factors, the desire to escape the oppression of the South and the allure of economic opportunity in the North, proved irresistible. The Great Migration was underway, a mass exodus that would forever alter the demographic landscape of America. Section 4. Northward Bound Journeys on the Rails of Hope. The Great Migration was more than just a demographic shift. It was a journey fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Imagine families packing their lives into worn suitcases, boarding southbound trains, their eyes fixed on a future both uncertain and full of promise. The journey itself was often arduous, with overcrowded trains and limited resources. Upon arriving in northern cities, migrants faced new challenges. Housing was scarce and often substandard, crowded into segregated neighborhoods. Competition for jobs, while plentiful, was fierce, and prejudice was not absent from northern factories and workplaces. Despite these hardships, Black migrants exhibited remarkable resilience and determination. They built new lives, established communities, and found strength in shared experiences and aspirations. Churches became centers of social and spiritual life, providing support and a sense of belonging in unfamiliar surroundings. Section 5. A new landscape transforming northern cities. The arrival of millions of Black Southerners transformed northern cities both physically and culturally. Cities like Chicago, New York, Detroit, and Philadelphia experienced unprecedented population growth, leading to urban sprawl and the expansion of industrial centers. The influx of migrants also brought about significant demographic shifts, altering the racial and cultural makeup of these cities. Black neighborhoods, vibrant and dynamic, emerged as centers of Black culture, music, and art. Churches, social clubs, and businesses flourished, serving the needs of the growing Black population. These neighborhoods, though often facing challenges of poverty and discrimination, became crucibles for Black identity and self-expression. The Great Migration also brought about social and political change. As Black populations in northern cities grew, so too did their political power. Black voters became a force to be reckoned with, electing Black officials and advocating for civil rights and social justice. Section 6. Cultural Awakenings. The Harlem Renaissance and beyond. The Great Migration was not just a physical journey, it was also a cultural renaissance. Nowhere was this more evident than in Harlem, New York City, which became the epicenter of Black artistic and intellectual expression during the 1920s. The Harlem Renaissance, as it came to be known, was a flowering of Black literature, music, art, and thought. Writers like Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, and Claude McKay gave voice to the Black experience, exploring themes of identity, racism, and the search for freedom. Jazz music, with its improvisational spirit and soulful rhythms, became the soundtrack of the era, led by legends like Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, and Billie Holiday. The Harlem Renaissance was a testament to the creative energy and intellectual ferment unleashed by the Great Migration. It challenged racial stereotypes, celebrated Black identity, and helped pave the way for the civil rights movement. Section 7. Legacies of the Migration Shaping Modern America. The Great Migration left an indelible mark on American society, its legacies reverberating to this day. It reshaped the demographic landscape, transformed cities, and ignited cultural revolutions. The movement also laid the groundwork for the civil rights movement as Black Americans, empowered by their newfound political voice, challenged